always listen to what beautiful young ladies tell me. And she told me I had to say something nice about her. And that is such a difficult job to do. But Mallory is a very special young lady. Again, she's had to put up with a whole lot of stuff and has done it with grace. And as we all know, I think it was President Kennedy who said that courage is grace under pressure. Well, she has that in droves. And I know that she has a lot of love in her heart, and she's willing to share that with everybody that she comes in contact with, and in particular, the Alabama football team.
Well, since Dr. Romero said it for me, I'll start out with saying, Roll Tide. Alabama won tonight, so I'm in a good mood. Roll Tide! Well, my journey with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta started on July 13th, 2006. It was there that I met the very first employee or person that would take care of me, and even that person really impressed me. Some of you may be still eating, so I won't go into detail with that. But it was an ambulance driver who took me down to the ICU at Children's, and he was very, very patient with me and waited with me for a while while I was very sick. It was over the next few days. Actually, the next morning, Friday morning, I woke up, and it's always pretty scary to imagine yourself waking up with about 5 or 6 doctors surrounding your bed, but that's what I woke up to. 2 of those being Dr. Heffron and Dr. Romero. That was when I was told that I would need a liver transplant or I would not make it. That news wasn't very difficult to take in, and it was, but it wasn't because of the way that they presented it to me, and just because of everything that the staff did to make me feel so comfortable. They pretty much made me feel like they had it under control no matter what. I had people all day, every day by my side telling me that it was going to be okay, and I believed them, and they were right. And on Monday, July 17th of 2006, I had my first liver transplant. I recovered really well from that and came home and did really well. And just like Dr. Heffron said, eventually I required another transplant. My other liver, sometimes things just don't work out. It did good for a while, but eventually it just kind of got tired of the job. And so I had to get retransplanted also on the 17th, but it was of September 2007. And I had a few complications with that, such as my kidneys shut down after the operation. I had a lot of infections and many things go wrong, but through my doctor's help and my family's help, I made it through. After I was discharged in November, I came back in December for a small procedure to be done. And on the day after I had the procedure was when the Georgian Bank Transplant Unit opened. And I can remember walking up there and I got to pick out my room. And I was, walking around checking out every room there. And, this one has a good view, but oh no, it's too close to this. And so I thought it was pretty cool, I get to pick out my first room. And so we moved up there, and since then I've pretty much stayed in just about every room in the unit. And every time I go, I draw a picture and leave it in there. A Christmas tree that I drew in last December is still hanging in the first room that I was in. But when I got to the unit, I realized just how different it was going to be because it was so special to the transplant patients. We could, it was just so much easier to communicate. I walked down the hall and my doctors were right there because the 6th floor was always where the transplant doctors were. And so I could walk down the hall and they were right there. And I walked down the hall and I see my nurses and I knew that they were my transplant nurses. And I could look at the patient next to me and I knew that, well, they know what I'm going through. They're here for a kidney or a liver transplant, or they've been through it, or they're about to go through it. And so it's really comforting to know, you know, that it's kind of like the 6th floor is our area. And that's where I go when I have to go in for clinic visits or to visit friends that are in the hospital who I've met. And it's really special because this is the first time we really had a special area just for transplant. And it really makes us grow closer because I think of my transplant team and all the patients I've met and all the nurses as family. And when I go there, it's like a big homecoming for, you know, our family can meet there. And, you know, no one likes to have to be in the hospital, but if you're gonna be there, at least you're not around strangers. It's your friends that come and take care of you, and it's your friends that come and take you down to go to get an x-ray, and it's your friends that come and talk around and talk about your, Dr. Heffron will come and he'll talk about what's going on, and then he'll give me a joke, or he'll talk about football, or he really likes Quick Trip, so I'll talk about Quick Trip. And it's just really great. And I also, of course, have to thank George and Bank for that, because without George and Bank's help, we would still be on the surgery floor with, you know, patients everywhere that are screaming because they just had back surgery. And I don't really know what that's about, but I know that I didn't have back surgery and I don't want to be by anyone who did. So, thank you, George and Bank, and thank you, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, for turning something that could sound as devastating as a liver transplant into something really wonderful that's changed my life for the better, and will continue to with everything I will do with it and everything you guys are doing with it by raising money. Thank you.
I have to go do a job now.
No, you don't. Stay right here.
No, I'm talking with the live auction. So I have to go.
That's all right.
Okay. Thank you.